Hello orienteering friends, welcome to the race recording. This time I'm running a long course in category H35. I thought it would be a good endurance training for me. The track was I don't remember exactly, but I think it was more than 8 kilometers long. Although this is sort of a flat area, so it was not, there were not big hills, but it was long. And I have run in this location last year, so I was a bit more familiar with this location. So this time it was a little bit easier even for me to navigate. Here, as you can see, to the first control I just took a bearing and ran more or less straight. This area is sort of specific because it has this mixed forest with these small patches of green and then clearings or small meadows, and it's like sometimes it's like navigating it in between some rocky area. You can get easily lost, because it's hard to count all the greenish patches, etc. Here, fortunately, I was looking for some sort of small erosion, dry erosion, that led me to the end of the control. So that was not difficult. To control number 2, I wanted to run straight, I would say. Here I'm just running around this small hill. I tried to avoid a little bit of this incline, and I lost my direction, to be honest, here. So it wasn't a good start to this control, and then I saw this small kid almost crying, like he was totally lost. So I decided to help him out and show him how to get to the finish, basically. And since I was there already, I decided just to continue along this sort of vehicle roads, paths that lead almost to control number 2. Well, not the shortest route, definitely. I think going straight would have been faster and shorter. But at least you can move sort of faster when you are going along the road. So after all, it wasn't that bad for me from the running perspective, and I enjoyed it. And the navigation to control number 2 then was sort of easy because I just picked the right spot and basically took a bearing to control number 2 somewhere in the bend of that bigger road there. Yeah. Let's speed it up here. Well, I will not be speeding up the video myself. You can use YouTube for that. but if you want you can skip to control 2 or almost to control 2. As you can see, I was a bit lost here. So as you saw, even the bearing to control number 2 was not so straightforward. I think I got a little bit, distracted or derailed by the narrow rides created by the big forest harvesters, which are not in the map, or maybe they are sort of. So that wasn't the best orienteering there. To control number 3, again, I sort of took a bearing. There was not much I could think about. I tried to run as straight as possible. I was aiming for that light greenish area, but I'm not so sure that I got to that area precisely. It seems to me right now that I was going a little bit too far to the right. So yeah, let's see. Now I think I got to some sort of a clearing, but to be honest, I wasn't 100% sure where am I. Yeah, so as you can see there on my right side, there is some sort of clearing, but as far as I remember, I wasn't so sure about it. I thought that maybe this is some sort of that green patch or around it. I remember at this point I was feeling a little bit lost, but then I realized that there is this big vehicle road in front of me, and basically I should just get to that road and it will be fine. So now I'm just trying to find my way through the forest to that big road, although as you can see I'm not 100% sure where am I. I think I saw the road just a while ago, so I was heading there, and then here it took me a while to figure out where am I. As you can see, the road is basically straight here, or was, yeah, it's straight, so it wasn't easy to, you know, pinpoint the location. Now yeah, I think I was trying to get into that valley where the control number 3 is, and when I got here I realized that I'm too far to the right. I remember I was thinking for a bit, then I realized that on my left side is that shallow valley here, and that's what you know, helped me to decide to go back to the left. Yeah, here maybe still hesitating, but in a while I will continue. I was looking for this earth bank, or yeah, but I didn't saw it, so I just decided to go to the left a little bit longer. Yeah, so not the best, but again not the worst thing that could happen to me. I didn't get lost totally, so at this point I was okay with the way I performed or did. Now to control number 4, since I knew this area from the year before, I just decided to go along this little stream and follow it all along till control number 4. From the, you know, maybe it was not the shortest way to go, but for me it was easy from the navigation point, and yeah, even this area it was nice to run. It seems beautiful to me, you know, sort of wild, not destroyed by human you know, production or of any sorts. I think here it was unnecessary to go to the right bank of this stream, but who knows what I was thinking. If you want, you can just skip it a little bit. Tady podle mě za tady tímhle někde ohybem tady. Ne, čekám i tady někde.
Now to control 5 there was this big lag, and it took me a while to decide which way to go. You can see that I could use that vehicle road that goes at the edge of the map basically, and then close to the village there is this valley that I would probably use to get to control number 5 or closer to that. But then I thought I know the area that goes closer to the line, sort of, and there were many roads or many paths that I ran the last year and that I knew. So I decided to go through the forest. You know, I was thinking, okay, you are orienteering, it's enjoy the forest. So this was the thing that made me go on the right side of the leading line, let's say, through the. I was using the small paths as much as possible, and I tried to, you know, run as much as I could. I still have some issues with my calves, I would say. So after a while, usually they hurt pretty bad, and it's very difficult for me to keep the pace, and especially when I want to, you know, run uphill, it's very painful. So that's why I'm just walking here and looking into the map. If you want, you can, I suggest to speed it up. it was a little bit tricky to, you know, pinpointing the location of control number 5, but fortunately I took a good bearing and I was able to keep that bearing. So eventually I found control number 5 pretty easily. But honestly, at that refreshment station, my legs were hurting a lot. I was like, how am I was thinking that I'm stupid that I did choose this this track, this longer course, because it was really painful. Anyways, control number 6, you know, as you can see, there is this water line or water stream, erosion, whatever. So first I decided to run along it as much as I could. It wasn't easy because there was a lot of foliage, and so you can see I'm a little bit struggling here, but generally the direction was good. Here I'm just trying to evade some of these branches probably, and my aim was this vehicle road, and then I thought that I will go like straight or almost straight, but then I decided to use that meadow with the gamekeeper's stand, and I ran along that, and obviously my aim was to get through to that fenced area. So again, this was sort of longer leg, or at least for me it was very difficult because the meadow where I'm going now, it was not easily runnable. You know, there were a lot of these small knolls, so it was not like a flat surface. And then when this meadow ended, again there was this scattered patches of small forest, or you know, sometimes just a couple of big trees, and you know, like this one is just one big tree, but on the map it's just this one small patch, green patch. So navigating within that area is sort of difficult, or at least for me it was difficult, because you know, it's hard to pinpoint your exact location. It's very difficult to, you know, follow all these green, or how, you know, how these sort of meadows evolve, you know. So yeah, it's I was just trying to keep my bearing correctly, and that was it, to be honest. Here in this part it became even more difficult because there are these small bushes and you don't really see behind them, so, and it's also difficult to get through them. So it was, here I was mostly just walking, my legs were hurting anyways, so that was maybe a good thing that I was not able to run. Here I was trying to find that sort of stone wall or whatever it was, but I think at this point I already saw the open meadow again, and then here is the fence, and then I think from this point I could see the control already. I think it should be somewhere here. Yeah, here it is. Cool. Control number 7. Again, more or less I just took a bearing here. I think if I remember correctly, I was running too straight and basically hit that fenced area, which was not really runnable. I thought that maybe I can cross through it, but when I saw all the branches lying on the surface there, I decided to go around. And because, you know, because of my legs, and also the fence was probably not crossable. Yeah, it seems like it was not, you know, here it's down, but the point where I was headed was probably not possible to pass anyway. So when I got here to the second, after the second fence, I was looking for this water line or water stream. Here the foliage was a bit more dense, so and I was also trying to pinpoint my location. I remember seeing this small, like a lake, small, like a patch of water. So that that made me realize where I am, and then I was trying to get to this water line because I wanted to follow it. It seemed like a good leading, like a line that could lead me to my control 7. And then yeah, I was able to find my control 7 pretty easily here, so if you want you can just speed it up a little bit. Here to control number 8, well, I took the bearing at first, and I didn't have any clear strategy, to be honest. I knew that I'm crossing this line, this water line, and then I should cross another one. But to be honest, I wasn't particularly confident in this area. You know, I would rather saw it as just a white forest or something like that. But it's this mixture of forest and sort of meadows or clearings. I remember passing this second water line, which was okay. So I thought, okay, I'm passing the second one, so I'm probably on a good path. It just didn't occur to me that these bright green patch, that it's that thing, you know. Usually I'm used to, when there is a green patch of something, I'm used to like it's sort of a forest type of foliage, but this sort of confused me. And also there was this old fence which was basically lying on the ground, and that also sort of distracted me, and I got lost here. I thought that I'm at the fence that is behind me, more closer to control number 7. It didn't make sense to me because you know, I knew that I passed those 2 water lines. So here I'm just, you know, going in the circles, trying to pinpoint my location, but I wasn't able to find anything which I could hold to. I remember I decided to go to the fence that is on the left from me, so that's where I'm going right now. Not a bad decision, but again, I wasn't able to, you know, pinpoint my location. I wasn't sure where I am. I got to the fence, but I wasn't sure if which of these meadows is it, you know. So now basically the control is almost in front of me, but I'm trying to pinpoint which edge of or which corner of this fence is it. And then there appeared some runners that caught up on me. So with the help of them, I basically found the control. Without the people, I would be lost, I think. Yeah, you could probably see one of them here. So I was following this guy, probably, and that's how I found the control. So the biggest learning experience here was that these green, bright green things can also be just bushes, you know. I'm not sure where I'm going right here. But I realized that if that guy is going that way, probably my control will be there as well. And then I saw it. And if you remember, I was passing this area before. I just didn't see the control behind this bush. So yeah, this was my biggest loss here. Also, control number 9, I wasn't very precise. I didn't took the bearing properly here, and I was running, this direction, like it's 45 degrees different. Oh, okay, I know why. I was following this guy, so that's why. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking straight at this point, probably. But now we both corrected ourselves. well, he corrected himself, I just followed him. But I think that from control number 9 I was, he got ahead of me and I just ran my own pace and navigated with my own ideas. So now to control 10. Well, basically I knew that I will be going back through the fenced area, so I took a bearing and just tried to run along the bearing, and I tried to get to that fenced meadow. That was it. And then with that fence you more or less have some orientation points there as well. This as you can see, there's the green patch that is fencing the fence, so that's the second orientation point that I was going to use. And as you can see here, I was able to go pretty straight. I was going according to bearing. It was I think it was possible to go fairly straight without any issue. There were no big obstacles that I would have to avoid. And then when I got to the meadow, I think I just crossed it, sort of, in the general direction of the control number 10. So yeah, it was easy, let's say. And then I think I again met that guy who caught up on me on control 8. I think maybe he's in front of me somewhere. Not sure he's visible at this point. I would expect him to be somewhat in front of me, but now I don't see it in the image. But as you can see, I ended up a little bit to the right and more or less corrected my direction. So now I'm heading to control number 10 quite nicely, happy with myself. So yeah, getting control number 10 was then quite easy because the clearing was visible, and then there was this green patch that was easy to pinpoint. At this point I also remember that I was quite sure which way I will go. I knew that I have to get around this greenish forest somewhat, so I tried to avoid that one, and then I knew that I need to get to this clearing with the gamekeeper's stand or pole. So yeah, I was trying to get there. It was not easy to navigate through all this you know, scattered forest. Right now I don't see many leaves, so it was maybe a little bit more navigationable. Yeah, here this was not really a runnable forest, but yeah, somewhat got lost in it, entangled in it, and yeah, I was just trying to get through. During the day on the map, I think it was not even so visible because it was very light green, so it almost looked like a like an open forest, you know. And now when we were at the meadow, we just followed the meadow, or yeah, just to the direction of the control 11 basically. I knew that I needed to go a little bit more to the left. I'm not sure why I am following that guy. Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I remember that I wasn't really following him. I had my direction set in this way. I just couldn't really run much because my legs were hurting. Obviously there was this small fenced areas around, so those were my anchor points. And then, you know, getting to control number 11, I knew that it will be difficult. I knew that it will be behind or in that area with these greenish thingies around, greenish patches of maybe forest, maybe bushes. So yeah, I just try to get to that greenish patch and then find the control there. So I will skip to that control. So yes, not an easy control to get to. I was a little bit more lucky in this case and got first to this control. Control number 12. Yeah, what can I say? Again, just just took a bearing and I just tried to run straight and don't, you know, lose the bearing. So at the end I think I also got a little bit lucky because there was this guy in the blue shirt, so that guy also helped me to keep the direction. And then there is this guy who caught up on me on number 8 again, so you know, we are basically 3 dudes looking for the same control. So from that point it's sort of easy because you are 3 people looking for the same thing. Yeah, and here the control was visible nicely. There was this vegetation boundary that was probably some sort of anchor point. Again, you can see I'm taking a bearing. This control was again a little bit tricky, I think, because there are a lot of these water lines. They are there. I think they are artificial. They are man-made to make the water go away, I guess. But I remember I didn't get the direction precisely here. I ended up, I think, more to the right of the control, and I ended up at that big vehicle road. But then from that big vehicle road I was able to pinpoint the water line, and then just followed. Then I just followed that water line and got to the control. And also, somewhat at this point, my watch decided to switch off because I was running with Apple Watch with long sleeve, and I didn't lock the screen. I don't know how to do it, or I didn't know at that time how to do it. And yeah, so here my recording ends, and we can only guess where am I. Probably this is the road which leads, that is to the right of the control. Here should be the water line somewhere on the left. Yeah, I'm looking at the direction of the control right now, I think. But am I going to go there? Yes. Okay, so that's how I found the control correctly. Apparently the guy in the blue shirt was more precise and got first to this control. Control number 14. Again, basically you need to take the bearing and then just count the water lines. So I think that's what I did, and I was quite successful in doing that. And then to control number 15, that's the stone, it was somewhat similar. But yeah, let me finish to control number 14, and then I will say more about control 15. I'm not sure if I was precise or lucky here. I guess I was, because the distance between these two controls was so short. I think I took the bearing correctly and followed the bearing correctly, so, and because it was so short, it wasn't really that, it wasn't easy to get lost, you know. Usually I get lost or I lose the direction when I'm sort of going for a bigger distance. Now, as you can see, I got to that, I would say, a main water line, and I'm running along that main water line, and that was sort of my plan. I was thinking, okay, I need to follow that water line and get to that other water line that is, you know, colliding with it. And now at this point I got to this water line that creates this sort of a bend here, and I was thinking, okay, so here I probably need to get to, or I remember I saw some stones somewhere, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, here you can see the stone, and then in front of that stone is that really green patch, and I was like, okay, so now I'm here, so I need to pass this green patch of trees or go around it, and then behind it I should follow the direction and I should get to that stone. And from here the stone was already sort of visible, or at least the control, so my strategy was quite good here to control number 15. Okay, control number 16, that was a long leg, and as you will see, I'm basically trying to run along the paths as much as possible. Then at one point I think I didn't do so well, but not bad either, I think. At the end I would say I got to control number 16 quite good, properly, let's say. But I was utilizing those narrow rides and roads and paths. So again, because it's a long leg, you can just speed it up. To be honest, I'm not so sure how exactly I got to control 16 precisely, but I think I was sort of following the forest that is on the meadow, and then, you know, trying to get to that path, etc. So that those were sort of helping me. And now where am I? Yeah, I think I just took a bearing here, and I was trying to run as much straight as possible, but as you can see here, I'm passing that stream, and then I should get to one of the roads, or vehicle roads, let's say. But here I'm apparently still at in the forest somewhere. Okay, here is the path that goes to this bigger path here. I knew that I was passing this when I was going to control number 2, so yeah, here I thought I'm probably at one of these edges of one of these clearings, and I thought, okay, I need to get to that, I need to pass that water line, at least one of them, so yeah. So I will just follow with this direction, which is somewhat correct, and then the guy in that white shirt caught up on me again here. I thought he is ahead of me at this point, but no, I was more successful in finding control 15 or control 16, and I gained on him probably. So here this area was a little bit more difficult for me to navigate. Here on my right side is this small marsh. So at this point I was sure where am I, at least, and that I knew that I need to go a little bit more to the left. And here I should be closing to that bigger water line somewhat here. I'm expecting it. So yeah, this is the one probably here, and then my control, yeah, you can see here in front of me is that guy, so he basically led me to the control, or at least he gave me a clue how to get to it. And now yeah, there is this small path basically to control 18, more or less straight. Yeah, the ending was easy, and yeah, I enjoyed this forest. I really do. It's sort of difficult at some parts, but then some other parts were easy to navigate. And even though I was running here the year before, it was still challenging for me to navigate, so don't think that it was easy for me. And also my legs were hurting. It was pretty painful. Anyways, that was it, and I hope you enjoyed at least some parts of it. And the next recording is again from this area, but it's a short track, so the video will be shorter. See you then. Bye bye.